and I will show the stream at the same time what tonight's challenge is. It's called pay-per-move boxing. You have to defeat K Rool, but for every move you want to learn, you got to get 5 golden bananas first.
That's a cool looking image.
Any questions?
Oh, wow.
Or
So,
like, one thing I wanted to specify is I'm counting shockwave camera as one move, even though you learn 2 abilities. Because you learn it at the same time. Other than that, like, everything that you learn independently is its own move. And I think I listed out everything that actually counts.
wow.
And the only other thing I wanted to clarify is, let's say you collected like 6 golden bananas before you learned your first move. You don't have to get another 5. Like, you don't have to go up to 11 to get the second move. You can learn your first move at 5 or more, your second move at 10 or more, third move at 15 or more, and so on. And you could like save up GBs and then like learn multiple moves, as long as you have enough for all of them. And the counter is just for you to count how many total moves you've learned, just so that it's easy for us to keep track.
Is it for eliminating moves to buy, or?
The counter is just count up every time that you've bought a move, so that we know how many GBs you were supposed to have at that point.
Okay.
So when you start the game, you cannot do the training barrels. You have to get GBs first.
Right.
Right.
That is pretty interesting.
That's a really good thing to know.
I think that's everything that I wanted to clarify. So if you guys are ready, I'll start the race time. Sound good? I haven't heard from Bismuth.
Yeah.
Are you cool with all that?
Yes.
Okay, great. Then enjoy. I will start the race now, and have fun.
Good luck, everyone.
Runners.
Good luck.
Luck.
Good luck, both runners.
And share your screen.
Just moving the runners. Let me get back to the. Okay, there we go. Oh, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. All right, and we are off. Do you see my screen,
Yep.
Ringrush? Okay, great. And let me turn on a couple of things here. So since we have more room on the layout, just going to keep up the rules while we go. So welcome once again, everyone, to the stream. You'll notice that unlike almost every other start of a DK64 playthrough, we are not going to be visiting Cranky and completing the training barrels at the start, because tonight's challenge, pay-per-move boxing, requires the runners to actually get 5 golden bananas for every single move that they want to learn before they learn that move. So there's going to be a lot of moveless GBs. Like, if any of you have ran or seen the 100 GBs moveless category, that would help a lot for a challenge like this, if you have experience in that. I don't actually know if either... I'm pretty sure Bismuth hasn't run that, and I'm not sure if Candyboots has either, but if he has, then I'd say that gives him a pretty big edge in this challenge.
For sure. I like how Candyboots going straight to Cave's lobby, because there's a gold banana in there that you can grab without anything whatsoever.
Yeah, so the beginning is very restrictive, and I would say, like, you have to be comfortable with a certain number of tricks to really get going here. I think when I play tested this challenge, I did like a phase walk Aztec early so that I could get in there and start like getting some Aztec GBs on top of the GBs that you can start getting in Japes without any moves. But Japes alone does not give you 5. You can get the one outside, right. You can get DK's Cage GB in the level, you can get his blueprint and turn it in, you can get the one outside Diddy, but you can't do Baboon Blast or finish freeing Diddy because you don't have, either Baboon Blast or DK's gun. And you might never want to buy DK's gun, because if you think about what's actually required to defeat K Rool, DK's gun is not one of the moves. So any move that these runners get that isn't strictly required to beat the game is just going to add 5 more GBs to their total that they're going to need to collect for the challenge.
So let's talk through, I think the big question is, what moves do they need to learn? I think the first 4 are the training barrels. Because you cannot purchase any move from Cranky unless you've completed those training barrels. Plus, they just help a lot.
Yeah. And Simian Slam would also then be required after. So the training barrels and Simian Slam already make up 5 moves that you have to get. So that's 25 golden bananas minimum. But there's a few more. Let's say in order of the K Rool phases.
So for DK's phase, you are supposed to use Baboon Blast to get in the barrels, but of course that's not checked for. So you can very easily skip that. For Diddy's phase, you are supposed to use Rocket Barrel to start flying, but if you go for a very risky backflip during a cutscene and land in the barrel, you can skip that move. If you miss it, you'll have to start K Rool over, or at least start the phase over. Once you're in the sky, you'll need Peanut Pop Guns to hit the targets.
So Peanut is move number 6 that is strictly required.
Yep.
Going further through K Rool, Lanky phase, we know that you need the trombone to beat Lanky phase. That's move number 7. And then going into Tiny phase, you might think you need Mini Monkey and you need the feather or the oranges, but actually you don't need any of those. Mini Monkey Barrel, you can do a similar trick to Rocket Barrel Skip, where you enter the barrel before it's fully loaded, and the game lets you use Mini Monkey anyway, even without having the move. But it's definitely a lot harder. You have to do it 4 times.
Yeah, it's so risky. I wouldn't go for it in a race like this. Like, it's easy to mess up, and if you mess it up, you're going to lose at least 3 minutes, if not more.
Right, but is it worth getting extra 5 GBs? I'm really curious to see which, moves the runners try to skip here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so technically you don't need Mini Monkey, and I don't think you need Feather Bow either. Like, I think you can just fire the shots. Like, you start with your gun out in the toe, and you can fire
as long
them
as you
even if
aren't
you don't
moving,
have
you
it.
can fire shots. And as long as you can also just throw oranges.
Well, oranges is a... Oh, yeah, but you have to do all for training battles, right? So you always can just throw the oranges. So, anyways, that's still up to 7, right? After Lanky's Trombone. So then the remaining moves are what you would need for Chunky phase. You do need Hunky Chunky. Unfortunately, you can't get into the barrel before it finishes loading, I guess. And you do need Primate Punch to deal the final blow. That brings you up to 9 required moves. Another tricky one that people might be unsure of is, do you need Super Simian Slam for Chunky's phase of K Rool? And depending on if these runners have been playing mostly rando, they might forget that you don't actually need Super Simian Slam for K Rool in the vanilla game. Just the regular Simian Slam. So that comes to a grand total of 9 hard required moves, or 45 golden bananas, that they must collect minimum. I hope at least one runner, whether it be Bismuth, Candyboots, or maybe Adam, who's playing on the side, does the minimum 45. But I also would love to see which other moves the runners justify purchasing and how well they can route in their GBs.
So, what's the first move you get here? In my opinion, it's Barrel Barrel. Do you have anything better?
Not really, because Barrel Barrel is your key to unlocking the rest of the Kong family. If you just got, like, Coconut Gun, sure, you could unlock Diddy and Lanky. But you're going to need Barrel Barrel at some point sooner than later anyway. And it lets you get Key 5 and go to Castle and unlock all the rest of the Kongs from there.
A question in the chat is, what's the most likely way they'll get to Helm? They better
Telegrab
Monkey
with DK.
porting is going to be so painful if you actually want to go for that. So.
Yeah, monkey porting, depending on whether you plan to skip Mini Monkey for K Rool or not, is either an extra 10 or extra 15... No, sorry, extra 15 or extra 20 golden bananas because you also are forced to purchase Super Simian Slam if you want to get Monkey Port.
Another option is to rocket barrel up, but that again is another 10 gold bananas. So you're stuck with Solar Kick, which takes a long time, or just telegraphing.
So I'm noticing that Bismuth is about to collect his 5th golden banana, which means he's now free to buy one move. Which one will it be? Will he pick Barrel Barrel? It's not like over if you don't start with that one. You could definitely start with DK's gun and still make enough progress and keep going.
Right, but if you don't start with DK's gun or Barrel, things start to get dicey. You're gonna have to like, I guess you could clip into like Factory and start getting blueprints and things like that, but it's certainly not optimal routing.
Yeah. I do want to know also, like, if Bismuth is not comfortable with Aztec early using phase walks, will he think that he should like go to Fungi for key 5 instead? Because if you're used to using oranges to get into Aztec, you know, you're not necessarily going to go for the orange barrel first.
I think orange barrel first isn't the worst idea though, especially if it does let you into more levels. You're right, you're not going to get the Kongs, but DK can do a bit of a world tour himself.
He can, but once you get other Kongs, it just puts a lot more GBs in the pool, you know, of available stuff you could go for. Alright, so let's see how many GBs is Candy up to at this point. He might, I'm assuming once turning in the blueprints here, he'll also have 5, or at least 5. And he's in a position where he could just get... Okay, so Bismuth is getting Barrel first, which is smart. Candyboots, I'm really curious if he just gets Coconut Gun first. Because Coconut Gun gives you immediately at least 1 new GB for freeing Diddy, and then like whatever Diddy wants to get. So it's not the worst idea.
I still really don't like it. Because...
Oh no, I don't like it because it's not required. Not hard required for K Rool.
Yeah, well, that and also, like, if you're going organic, you would also need Chimpy Charge then. So it's...
True.
You're going to have to go to Castle, otherwise you're going to eat another 5 gold banana penalty on top of it.
Yeah.
Or you could skip Tiny, I guess, but that's a bit,
I think when I did this challenge, I did, like, Barrel was my first, and then maybe Peanut was my second. Because you need Peanut Gun anyway for K Rool.
Yeah.
I think that was helping me to get some golden bananas along the way. Or at least be able to, like, gun skew. To do, like, other things that would be difficult moveless.
If you don't get Peanut Gun, I think the answer has to be Orange Barrel. It's between those two.
Makes sense.
Second move.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get Trombone, so... And
Yeah,
you can't get anything
Trombone
else
is
from
you're going to
Cranky.
save for pretty much the end. Most likely. Bismuth is going for the Aztec early with phase walks. I wonder if he'll think of just going to Fungi instead. But there are more... Well, are there more easily obtainable golden bananas in Aztec? I guess there are. You get the one for freeing Lanky. Even if you don't choose to free Lanky, you can go in and grab the
blueprint.
banana. You can get DK's blueprint. You can get Stealthy Snoop.
Sure.
In
Not
Fungi,
Llama.
you could get the mill and the blueprint. But that might be it for DK.
We didn't explicitly ban duping in the mill, but I hope our runners realize.
Yeah. If anyone tries it, I'll remind them not to, that it's not allowed.
Yeah. I think that was actually in our global rules, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so Candyboots also just picked up Barrel. And Bismuth is really stuck on this. I feel like he should just go to Fungi. Like, that's probably what I would do in this scenario.
I would
was
go to Galleon.
Galleon?
Get 5 gold bananas, get oranges.
Can you get all of... There's no way you can get all of DK's golden bananas from Galleon.
You maybe can't get all of them because you need like the grab for the lighthouse. But you can get a bunch of stuff.
He's in.
Oh, he's in. Okay.
But Candyboots is right on his tail, and I don't think Candyboots is going to take as long to get this. Oh, yeah, not even close. So our runners are neck and neck, 5 golden bananas each, both having Barrel entering Aztec. It's rare that we see with these challenges that our runners are actually like in the same place with the same amount of completed progress. So I'm happy to see it for once. And look, there's no vines here. Isn't that weird?
Everyone trying their hardest to jump over, doing that aerial attack despite it doing nothing but slowing you down.
Oh wait, Candyboots was already here earlier, so he had Warp 1 tagged. That's so interesting.
Yeah, because he went to try to do Dogadon and realized, oh wait, I can't. I don't have barrel.
It's pretty incredible that he spent all that time and like he's still not behind. Like even coming to Aztec twice.
Yeah, I think that's Aztec early for you. And while he was here, he did get the blueprint, so that did save time elsewhere.
Yeah. Another
So now
minor
Bismuth's ahead on gold bananas.
yeah. Well, once he turns the blueprint in, yeah.
Sure.
Another interesting thing to consider is coins.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to get Shockwave. As useful as it is for getting rainbow coins, it's too expensive of a move. Like, okay, wait. Looks like we lost Candy's broadcast feed for a short moment there, but
now we lost Bismuth's.
I think they're coming back up for me now. Yeah, they're both up for me now, and they're still within a few seconds of each other on their personal timers, so no problem there. I like the suggestion that Connor had to like do solar kick for Helm early. I guess once you unlock Chunky, you're kind of safe to do that if you want, right? There's no additional moves that it incurs, I guess.
Let's see. You need Shockwave for it.
Do you?
Oh no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
I don't
I was thinking of the wrong grab stuff. No, you're right.
Yeah, you could totally solar kick if you're. If it's a lot slower than doing TBS telegrab, but it is an option if you're not familiar with TBS telegrab.
I mean, even if you don't want to use telegrab, you could just use Tag Barrel Infinite Jump. It's probably faster than solar kick. It's like grab a tree, warp back, jump, grab a tree, warp back, jump.
I feel like people are not going to be more familiar with that if they already know how to TBS. They're going to know how to go up with the ledge grabs.
Ooh, Bismuth missing
Missed Dogadon. Quick.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Candyboots unable to dive on the way to K-Lumsey. It's really funny
diving
to
is a
see.
lost art.
Yeah, it's diving is one of the moves that you can most easily bypass. Although I was thinking, I don't know if you can actually get like Beaver Skew into Aztec without dive barrel.
I am pretty sure you can't.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Like you can't do swim through shores in general.
Exactly. I mean, watch us be completely wrong, but from my knowledge, from me trying in the past, you cannot do swim through shores without the dive barrel.
I do think this challenge would be more interesting if it were possible to like learn Simian Slam independently from the rest of the training moves. Because like it would be cool to see people skip diving or orange or something, but the nature of the game.
Well, you still need hunky chunky anyway, unless you just mean all.
Yeah, I guess I just mean like if you could independently get any move without being forced to complete the training barrels. Because it's kind of silly that like basically 5 of the 9 required moves are mandatory just for that reason. But that's fine.
Any percent would be very different if you didn't have to do training barrels. MM may not always be the best option, but that's a big digression right there.
Yeah. Candyboots again can't dive.
So who would you say is in the lead here? I think Bismuth is a GB up.
He has got one more blueprint. I don't know if that's enough to say that he's in the lead. I mean, he's not far behind physically.
Yeah.
But I think we won't really know until they purchase their second move. I would say, like, so far, Candyboots has had the more well-executed opening. Although maybe Bismuth's has been better routed. Honestly, if he didn't lose a couple minutes on entering Aztec, then I'd say Bismuth would be clearly in the head, in the lead.
I think they both lost a bunch of time entering Aztec. Candy because he entered Aztec when he shouldn't have.
Right, but one for routing reasons and one for execution reasons, so yeah. Yeah, Balin, we were talking about that earlier, like how Mini Monkey is not strictly required to beat K Rool. I don't know if either of these runners have run like a version of any percent where you like any percent no ISG or something where you might be incentivized to learn that trick. When I tested this challenge, I did the minimal 9 move route, but I would actually be pretty surprised if either runner here like does the minimal 9. I do expect these guys to see like 10, but yeah.
I don't actually think it's faster, but I would still love for someone just to skip Tiny completely.
Oh, skip freeing Tiny.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna want her just for like GB accessibility.
Unfortunately, she has a lot of fast ones. If it was maybe like a Lanky or a Diddy, I could see it, but...
Let me see if I can find how long this challenge took when I tested it. Although, of course, I always get, you know, unfair advantage knowing about these things in advance.
Look at Candy. What is happening there? He's air swimming, but I don't know to where.
I guess
maybe he was going for the dungeon and missed.
To go to the crypt, or I'm not really sure. You know what? I'll search this chat later. I don't want to not pay attention to what's happening.
Yeah, meanwhile, Bismuth is going straight for freeing Kongs, which I think is perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, well, now Bismuth's definitely in the lead.
Yeah.
But yeah, from what I remember, I think this challenge was a fair bit longer than the last one. I think it took more on the scale of like an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours. But I don't quite remember the overall length.
I would think if NLE is about 2 hours, and this is completing about half the requirements, but also with some extra craziness on top for the routing.
With way more
you're not
restrictions,
optimal.
Yeah.
Maybe an hour and a half range sounds right. It's got to be over an hour, and it's probably not up to 2 hours.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be over an hour. I like Bismuth's choice, getting Lanky Blueprint in between freeing Kongs.
Yeah, that's smart. Now just remember to... Okay, good.
Yeah, make sure you tag so that Lanky is free.
Absolutely.
Alright. So, like what we're seeing here with both runners, just beelining it to cut out. It's definitely the best option. But the real routing fun starts once you have your 5 Kongs and the whole game is accessible to you pretty much. It's just what can you get without moves.
Mm-hmm.
And when do you want to cash in and buy those moves?
And honestly, it's not hard to get 50 gold bananas with very little moves. Once you complete 1 or 2 training barrels, you should be able to easily get the 50. The hard part is figuring out what's fast and what's not fast.
Exactly.
Because that changes the usual kind of train of thought you may have from bingos or whatever.
Yeah. I feel like, knowing Bismuth, I feel like he's going to come up with good GBs to get for this challenge. Mm-hmm. But I also think Candy could outspeed him. So, this is like a perfect match for me. I have no idea who's going to come out of it ahead.
I mean, I would love for it to come down to K Rool simultaneously. Oh, wait, that's easy. They just have to be within 10 minutes of each other.
I mean, it would be even more exciting if it comes down to K Rool and they're going for, mini monkey skip.
Oh, gosh. Mini monkey skip could absolutely make or break this entire race. First of all,
definitely.
How to recover from it. If you recover from it by resetting the fight completely, well, that's going to cost you a long time. What, 6 minutes at least?
At least. You'd be better off, just taking the round timer and trying
you
again.
absolutely should do the round timer, but you may not think of that.
And you don't get your health back. So, usually if you're missing it, you're going to get hit by the shockwave, and you could die in Tiny Phase. That is a real risk of dying in Tiny Phase for this challenge.
That makes sense. Especially because without Tiny's gun, people may forget that the shooting the toes without the gun is a bit different. You cannot shoot while running at full speed like you can if you had the gun. And so
And you can't put it away either.
You can put it away in first person, but if you do that, you can't pull it back out. So you're stuck
So
with
you
the
have to
oranges
have
now.
the oranges, yeah. Well, they should have oranges at least.
Absolutely. Hopefully they don't run out, though.
Yeah.
If you get into tanning phase without the oranges, and you put your gun away, you're not in a good spot.
Right.
Because you can't even time out once you're in the shoe.
Wait,
So
yeah,
then
what happens? Do you just have to quit the fight? I've never had
Yep.
that. So both runners collecting some blueprints in Castle. I don't think Candyboots got... Ah, he's getting this one. That's smart. It's very good idea in general to go for blueprints on challenge like this, because you tend to be able to get almost every blueprint without moves. Or maybe all of them in the game can technically be done
not-
without. Almost
Yeah,
all.
not tinies and aisles.
Yeah, not that one. Nice invincibility
That
to jump
was
out of the
lucky.
goo. Alright. He made it in. Bismuth's... Yeah, he's got all the Kongs. Curious what other GBs he might be thinking of going for here. Or maybe he's realized that he actually has to worry about banana coins a little bit. Although the fact that he'd be picking up any coins with Tiny indicates to me that he probably is going to get Mini Monkey. Oh, never mind. He's just going to Tiny's blueprint.
Ballum, I knew you'd bring it up. I just didn't want to say it. I've looked at that spreadsheet too often.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see any blueprint stealing. There's plenty of other GBs. Oh, Candyboots! He doesn't have dive. He's trying to get Mikey's
Oh,
cage
no.
GB, but can you actually get it without dive barrel? I don't know. Well, or grape, obviously, which you're not gonna get.
I mean, get some oranges and you might be able to just clip in.
You can definitely get this one inside with a phase walk.
So do you now return to the training grounds until you have 25 gold bananas?
Yeah, I actually might have did that when I played this challenge. I think what I did was I got up to 10, I got Peanut, and then I didn't go back to the training grounds until I had enough to get the rest of the training barrels done. Because the training barrel moves themselves don't really give you access to a ton more. Like,
I think-
maybe dive is worth it, but that's about it. But you're still going to need
Oranges
more
are a
gold
very
bananas
nice tool.
afterward, so... Yeah.
Oranges are a nice tool if you don't know your phase walks in random rooms that you never have to do normally. But I don't know how much that will come into play.
Oh, so Candy was already up to 8. Bismuth's still at 5 golden bananas, but he did pick up a couple extra blueprints. But so has Candy at this point. So I think Candy might be in the lead on GBs now. And funny how they're both going back to Japes. It's a good choice. A lot of the golden bananas here can be done moveless for other Kongs. I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of quick chunky bananas here. Yep.
Yep.
Candyboots actually realizing that, hey, the GB at the back of the cage is available now. That's good. Bismuth doing a pseudo dive to get into the underground. So yeah,
Junkie gets 3 gold bananas very fast here. Just you have to go from out of bounds. Or do a jump without orange lag assistance, which is a lot harder.
yeah, pretty much every golden banana except for Minecraft Mayhem is worth getting here. Oh, Bismuth taking a death in the underground.
And that's what the difficulty is.
Yeah. Right. The divines aren't actually here, and even if they were, you don't have pineapple gun. You're not going to get it. So yeah, I think, you know, having good phase walks consistency is going to help a lot for this challenge. And we see Candyboots going in for Diddy's Cage GB, going to get Chunky's Cage GB. So I really like how Candyboots is playing this so far. I'm feeling for Bismuth, who is just a little bit short on this laggy jump. He's doing the camera manipulation okay. Oh, I thought he grabbed the edge there, but it didn't quite work.
Oh, you're right. He is playing on the meme stick, which may mean he can't even do this jump.
Oh my
Essentially.
god, right. If he doesn't have enough, like, downward mobility with his joystick. Oh, he made it. Okay.
Oh, he
but
got
just
it.
barely. Like, you should be able to land clear on the other side of that.
Bismuth is playing with a controller that doesn't quite hit maximum value. In DK64, it's not a huge deal, a lot of things like long jumps and rolls give you like maximum value anyway, so it doesn't matter if your stick's a bit worn. But in something like this, it could matter a lot. And it could have been the reason he failed multiple times.
Definitely could have been making this harder for him. Candyboots going for it now. That doesn't look very good. He's definitely dying.
That was an interesting angle.
That's just not the right angle to be jumping at. Man, both runners struggling with the underground here. Candyboots is going to be at 10 very quickly. Wow!
More falling.
How are we getting so many deaths in the underground? These are our
I'm telling
two
you,
best
do the
runners.
orange barrel. Do the orange barrel. Get the lag, and then you're good. You're golden. Or I'd like to see a skid jump.
A skid jump will do it also. Oh, wow. I did not expect to see Candy dying just as many times as Bismuth.
They both probably feel so bad right now without realizing that they both just did this.
Yeah, yeah, there's no way, like, they both must be thinking, oh my god, I'm losing so much time over my opponent.
Yeah.
Maybe it's nerves? Being in the final challenge? Oh my god, even the skid jump didn't work because he didn't have any lag. I think at this point, Bismuth actually got through it quicker than Candy did. Bismuth also has to phase walk to get into Chunky's cage golden banana because maybe he would normally like to use a camera fall, but you're not getting shockwave or camera.
Yeah, or you could lag clip by Diddy, but
Right,
by where
easy.
Diddy normally champion charges.
Okay, come on, Candyboots. He's making it this time. No doubt in my mind.
Okay.
Nice standing punch.
Not sure why he was spamming B there, but clean.
Smartly picking up the coins as well, as you will need to buy at least 8 coins worth of stuff with Chunky.
8 with Chunky, 3 with Diddy, 3 with Lanky. Is that all?
What? 3 with Diddy, 3 with Lanky. Yeah, that's it actually. So very few coins, really. Not enough to actually worry about where you're gonna get them.
The Chunkies are the biggest deal. Like Lanky and Diddy, if you can't find 3 coins with them, then something's wrong. But 8 coins, at least, you do need to pay somewhat of attention.
Yeah. Like, you should just remember to pick up the nearby ones before you get toward the end of the challenge. But it's not gonna, like, lose you that much time if you forget it for a bit. Alright, Bismuth at 10. Candy at 13. Alright, Candyboots still holding on to a small lead here, despite the underground mishaps. So, I suppose we're just going to see them, continue to get whatever easy golden bananas are nearby in Japes.
Just get almost everything in Japes, to be honest. It's such a fast level.
Yeah, it really is. Although, there is an argument for kind of doing a world tour and just grabbing a lot of blueprints and turning them all in.
Yeah.
It's another decent strategy. I mean, not that you could get by on that alone, but it could get you up to like 20 pretty quickly, or 25. Maybe enough to do the rest of the training barrels in Simian Slam.
Every level has a few quick bananas, but I mean, a lot of them are very out of the way, especially in the castle and caves. Isles is a place that has a lot of fast bananas that I would love to see people be spending a lot of time in.
Yeah, although not that many of them are great moveless.
True. You would need to clip into quite a few cages, but they are clippable if you want to try.
Mm-hmm.
Chunkies you can get in from underneath, Tinies from underneath, Diddies you can rock a barrel through the wall, DKs...
Diddy's you gonna buy a peanut gun anyway.
Oh yeah, you're gonna buy peanut gun anyway, and you're not gonna buy rocket barrel, so even better.
Right. Or at least I hope they're not gonna buy rocket barrel.
Lankies should be easy enough once you get dive.
Ah, Candyboots going into the beehive. That's an interesting choice. Did he also get the stump with the face walk? I didn't pay attention.
I wasn't watching that side.
Yeah, me neither. I was watching Bismuth.
What are you doing over here? What are you doing with this switch? Okay. Sorry.
I like the choice to go in for the beehive, especially like if he's about done with Japes and he just wants to get something that he can exit the level from. I think this is a good choice. Up to 14. Not quite enough to do 2 more training barrels, but yeah, like I think the runners should just go to like some other level before going to do more training barrels.
Yeah, the other option is to turn in blueprints early, but I don't think that's going to end up being worth it. I did notice Bismuth just grabbed 3 coins with Tiny, so he's definitely thinking Mini Monkey.
Yeah. Yeah, he probably would do that. I think out of all the optional moves, Mini Monkey is like definitely the highest value to buy.
For sure.
It's the first move in the purchase chain, and just makes K Rool like not a sweaty, nervous wreck. So, yeah. It also makes a lot of quick GBs easier to grab.
Yeah. So Bismuth now heading to Galleon, or sorry, Candyboots heading to Galleon.
Yeah.
Which I like. There's underwater stuff. Underwater stuff generally doesn't require moves because swim through vertical walls or swim through walls.
Yeah,
is
you
so
can get
overpowered.
like all of the underwater ships GBs pretty much. What? Bismuth? I thought he was clipping
he doesn't
that
have-
specifically
yeah.
to do. Oh, he doesn't have vines.
He doesn't have Vine Barrel, so it
I think
doesn't-
honestly,
can't do that.
I think I made that mistake in my test playthrough. I think I entered the bonus barrel and then realized inside that like I can't do it without vines. So
Yeah.
smart of him to think of that without actually entering the minigame.
I don't know if that ever got solved. That was a challenge back in the day to try to complete that without vines. You had to use DK to even have a chance with moonkicks, but did anyone ever complete that?
I didn't even think of trying it. I could look into it later. Could be fun. I don't think Lanky would have enough time to
No,
get
absolutely
it done.
not.
But yeah, I think Galleon's good not only for the underwater ships, but for pretty much all the blueprints too.
Yeah.
You do have to pseudo dive every time you want to go underwater, but it's still worth it. And On Guard does not require learning any moves. You know how to become On Guard straight out of the box, as you could say.
Ha 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 ha. Appreciated.
And okay, let's see where Bismuth's gonna head next. Is he also thinking Galleon, or no? He's actually gonna go ahead and learn his second move. From the looks of it, Candyboots already up to 15. So what's Bismuth's
Orange
second
barrel?
choice? Dive.
Oh, Dive Barrel.
Really? I would not have thought Dive would be his second. But
Does he have 15? Is he doing Dive and then Orange?
no, he does. I don't think he has 15 yet. I think he's at like 11 or 12.
Wow, he came here just for Dive. I assume that means he's going Galleon.
Yeah, it makes Galleon easier, but it doesn't. Like, I don't think there's anything the Candyboots is strictly locked out of here. The one thing that I can think of is like Lanky and Tiny's KGBs and Isles, and Chunky's as well, are all made a lot easier with Dive. Or
Well,
like possible.
there's Lanky taking Warp 1, so for sure that.
Yeah.
Still feels surprising to do an entire training ground trip just for this. Versus doing it later.
Yeah. Oh. He's going all the way over to this side. Well, that works. That's where Dive can help you. Just don't get stuck in the cage. Or you'll have to reset. Okay, good. Oh, he didn't go into K Lumsey for the I don't think Bismuth got that one yet, did he?
A rank 10 sprint?
The rank 10 sprint GB.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah, that was that's kind of an opportunity missed there.
Unless he just doesn't want to phase walk.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're not comfortable with face walking, or you want to minimize the number of like face walking required GBs, then it's going to impact your routing a lot for a challenge like this.
Well, here's Dive paying off again for this gold banana.
Yeah, and he could just as well do it for chunkies. Although, without having hunky chunky, you might be forced to like jump in bounds and get yourself trapped. So, I don't know if that one's as worth it. I think he's going to go to Galleon next. Yep.
Or at least get the gold banana in the Galleon lobby.
Oh, yeah. That's another quick one. But I would just go into Galleon. I think Candyboots had a good idea coming here.
Sure.
I don't think we saw Cannon Game from Candy, but that is also a moveless option.
Certainly a riskier one, or at least a higher skill one. Oh, yeah, I guess you don't have to get it early. You can just do the cannon game.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to spawn snag it, but if you're comfortable with the spawn snag, it's a good idea. They actually do both have the barrel moves learned, but that's a good point, Seagull. You have to know, you have to have completed the barrel training to pick up the cannonball. But yeah, barrel move is pretty much the most important thing to get first so that you can defeat Dogadon and get yourself to castle and free all the conks. That was pretty much how both our runners opened up this run. Alright, let's see. Candyboots still doing more Galleon. Yep. I don't think he's exhausted its good resources yet. And Bismuth just entering a minute ago definitely has more stuff to do here.
I think,
Oh, Bismuth. You can't get to Tiny's blueprint without vines.
oh, that's unfortunate.
That's an easy thing to forget.
Yeah. I mean, no one ever thinks of vines. Somehow, Bismuth thought to not jump into Speed Swing Sortie without vines, but
Right.
generally nobody thinks of vines.
Yeah, it's hard to think about that in advance.
This is the problem with Galleon, is if you're not comfortable with your phase walking, getting in and out of all these rooms gets annoying.
True.
Hopefully you just hit Warp 2.
Especially because he hasn't got Peanut yet. He could probably buy Peanut while he's here, if you really want to, but he might
Sure.
still be saving up to just do a full clear of the training barrels. Alright, got 5-door ship on both sides. Yeah, all the 5-door ship GBs are at least possibly worth it. Even the longest one is the bonus barrels, but they're still moveless.
I don't even think you could do I don't think you could do Diddy's moveless.
Ditties. Oh, because you need vines, right?
Yeah.
Good point.
But something like that is incredibly easy to forget if you don't.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't be surprised if somebody tries that.
Yeah, that would be that would be interesting to see. Yeah, because you don't notice it until you're like going for the very last coin.
We're doing the A button challenge. Then you notice it.
Yeah. But another bonus barrel here for Candy that requires a lot of the use of the A button, but doesn't require any moves.
What do you think the threshold is here? There's always been like a guideline, like, oh, gold banana should take 1 minute or something. It changes over time in order to fit into NLE. What do you think is the threshold for how long you should spend on a gold banana for this?
I mean, I still think it's like gonna be roughly a minute, even though you're not getting 100. You could assume that not having moves kind of cuts in half your options, or maybe not even in half. Maybe it only cuts it down like by a third.
Sounds right to me.
But I think that because you're also going to want to like prioritize getting enough to clear out certain moves so that you can then use those moves to get you more GBs. It's going to be a bit variable, and it's always the case that like early on you're going to be willing to spend more time per GB, but as you get closer to your finish, each one should be coming quicker and quicker.
That always makes sense. What do you think about when that finish is going to come? Because people have been collecting a lot of blueprints without turning them in.
Yeah,
How many,
I mean, I certainly don't think they've over-collected, but I would probably say once you've gone to like maybe a 4th level and you have like, you know, half of a Kong's blueprints, you're probably at the point where you should turn them all in. Unless you're banking on a strategy where you just want to go like get as many fast blueprints as you can, like, because it is a decent strategy to just like go to all the levels and get like 6 to 8 blueprints on each Kong and then turn them all in. You're basically almost to 40 GBs from that alone. All you need is another, you know, 5 to 10 very fast ones along the way. 5 of which you collected at the beginning with DK only. So, yeah, I mean, you could just blueprint rush this. I don't think it's strictly going to be faster than also getting other fast GBs along the way, because there's some GBs that are even faster than a blueprint. Oh yeah, Candyboots getting the Candy Game spawn snag, or at least going for it. Like to see that. So yeah, I think realistically we're gonna see maybe like 20 blueprints turned in.
Yeah. I think that sounds right. Let's see. 5 Kongs times 4 levels. Yeah. Ballpark.
Yeah.
Ooh, this Candy Game.
He's yeah, the camera is like making this difficult for him, and now we can't really see where he is. But he somehow hasn't loaded the room yet. Well, as I say that.
There he goes.
I think he was already inbounds, just hadn't loaded the area yet, so he's going to have to reset if he wants to try that again. Yeah, you can't farm the same GB. Like, duping is always banned for this type of challenge. Wow, I'm surprised that phase walk worked. It didn't look like he was cleanly going out the side. What the heck is Bismuth getting these coins for?
Oh, is he getting monkey port? I really
don't know. If Bismuth is getting monkey port, it's going to cost him a lot of time.
I really hope he thinks of... There's a number of ways to get to K Rool. I hope he thinks there's something else that he can handle. Monkey ports. Not great.
Yeah. But I know Bismuth notoriously doesn't like any percent, and this challenge, of course, does, you know, cater to those who know all the any percent tricks. So I do feel like he's coming into this with some disadvantage, but I think he's, you know, his routing ability should be able to compensate for that.
Yeah, the hope is that maybe he's getting those coins for Featherbow.
Well, I mean, that's not necessarily any better.
It's better than monkey port.
I guess it's better than monkey port, but it's
5
still another
hands
move you
versus
should
15.
skip. Yeah.
You should skip it, but...
So...
Actually, no, he definitely knows. He made a video, and in that video he was talking about how you don't need Featherbow for this part, so...
Right. Yeah, Mini Monkey, we figure that's like the one move that he'll definitely get that he doesn't strictly need. But he already picked up 3 tiny coins earlier. You don't need more than 3. Alright, so where's Candy heading now? Factory, I guess? Looks like it. So Candy's really putting off the training grounds visit. He must be planning to go there only after he has enough for all the training barrels.
Yeah, which I think is the right idea.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think the training barrels help enough to be worth the detour.
Has he gotten any tiny coins yet? Have you noticed?
No, I haven't noticed. Actually, other than the 3 chunky coins in Underground, I haven't noticed him pick up anything else, coin-wise. Now, there are a lot of easy-to-find coins in Factory, so I figure if he's thinking about what he needs for purchases, he'll pick something up here for either Lanky or Chunky or Diddy. and perhaps Tiny as well. Oh, don't need to do factory early. Already up to 22. Ah, Candy did pick up a few Diddy coins, apparently.
That's fine. Everyone's gonna need 3 Diddy coins, at least.
Yeah. Although, if he thinks he needs Rocket Barrel, that's a 10 GBs setback.
Yeah.
Which, you know, if Bismuth gets Monkey Port and Candyboots gets Rocket Barrel, like that's almost an equivalent setback. But Monkey Port's still worse. But yeah, I think Bismuth doing like a fairly long bonus barrel here. It's time for him to think about getting out of Galleon, moving on to more levels for more quick GBs and blueprints.
Yeah, for sure. I really wish
I wouldn't stay for sub. That's for sure. I like Candy
Seal Race yet?
doing the Seal Race. Maybe not. Candy did.
Candy did for sure.
Candy getting Tiny's gate open and top of production with Lanky's great. Gonna want to get Diddy's blueprint.
Oh, Chunky's blueprint for sure.
Oh, on Bismuth's end, yeah. Chunky's
Yeah, on Bismuth's
blueprint.
end, yes.
Yep. Yeah, it definitely makes sense to prioritize blueprints. Even though it's going to be a delayed, reward. I think it's still worth it, at least while you're still under, like, let's say 35 GBs.
Kind of love it if Bismuth bought Diddy's gun right here.
I would love that too. So you're going to have to buy it at some point. It's one of the few things that you don't have to wait until finishing the training barrels for.
Yeah, and especially if you go into factory next, you're not going to run into a good funky for a while.
Yeah, I don't like the submarine choice. It's a little too slow for my taste, for my evaluation here, but
At least it's right below Chunky's blueprint.
yeah,
Otherwise,
it is.
it could be worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the slowest GB or anything, but this one and the DK bonus barrel both, it's just gonna chip away at like I just think they're a little below that threshold that we talked about. Whereas like Dark Room, free chunky GB, super quick ones, and so is the top of production room, so is the gate that he opened with Tiny. Which
With
is probably,
25 GBs, I think you want to start thinking of getting out of here and getting Simian Slam, because that does let you get a bunch of quicker stuff. Or at the very least, fight Mad Jack.
Yeah, actually, the fact that he's here in Factory without Simian Slam means he's going to have to double dip Factory just because of Mad Jack. Okay, Candy now has 3 tiny coins, so potentially thinking of buying Mini Monkey at some point. But let me think, right, so you need 25 GBs to clear out Training Grounds, assuming you haven't purchased anything else.
That's
And
including Simian Slam.
Including Simian Slam, yeah. Like, if you're going to do all 4 Training Barrels plus Simian Slam, 25 is already enough. So, Candy now has 25, so he can go there whenever he likes.
Oh, don't go into Mad Jack. Okay, good.
I'm glad he
Yes,
realized not time for Mad Jack yet. It might be time for Peanut Gun? No. Okay, what's he doing here with DK then? Well, he remembered that Mad Jack requires Simian Slam, but he didn't seem to remember that this Golden Banana also requires Simian Slam. Ah,
Yeah,
until just the
nope, there
snap.
we go.
Just that moment. Yeah. Well, Candy has 1 move, but that means that his 1 move that he got was a Training Barrel. So there's only 3 Training Barrels left, plus Simian Slam, so that's 4 more. So 25. If he had purchased like Peanut Gun, then it would be 30. Yeah.
No, Bismuth still hasn't gotten the on-guard stuff.
Oh yeah, he like started on the 5-door ship side of the level. I didn't realize he didn't do Lighthouse area. Makes sense to get these ones done. But I think Candyboots routed the level better then because it's more convenient to swim from the lighthouse area to the fighter ship than the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Bismuth's already up past 8 coins with Chunky, so that's all he needed.
13. Is he buying Super Simian with Chunky and then Monkey Boy with Tiny? That's a lot of coins.
He might think that you need Super for Chunky Face, which wouldn't surprise me too much. Because I think Rando's going to get people's brains tripped up about that.
Or the fact that the Switch is blue is going to get people's brains tripped. Like, if you don't know that it doesn't require Super, you just would never know that.
Especially because all the modern 90% routes give you, like, all, you know, Super Duper or whatever it is.
Yeah, and all the old 90% routes gave you Super. The only time you ever didn't have Super was never in 90%.
Yeah. 90% no ISG. That's the one category
no
that
ISG,
actually prepares you for this challenge.
Is Helm going to require any moves for any runners? Obviously, you don't need any moves to beat Helm, but do you think anyone will get Pineapple Gun? Almost certainly not a Rang stand.
Nah, no way. Even if they don't want to do Switch Kick, they'll just Orange Clip.
Yeah. I hope. I would be very sad if I saw Pineapple Gun, even though it does make
you could start the level with Tiny instead of DK for an easier slope climb. Alright, so Bismuth seems to me like he's kind of done everything that he should be in Galleon for. I'm not sure what he's getting next.
Chest GP, maybe?
Not without Primate Punch.
Not without Primate Punch, you're right.
Alright, so Candyboots decided it's time to clear out the training barrels, I think. It's a good choice. He already has 25 GBs, so he's free to do the rest of these, plus get Simian Slam from Cranky, if he so chooses.
The very common Vine Barrel to Orange Barrel movement. Not something people have practiced often.
Yeah. I'll just remind Candy to increment his counter when he's done with this section.
Looks like he did increment it by 1.
Oh, he did. Okay. We'll see if he keeps doing it through the training barrels. I mean, I understand if he's waiting for like a moment of rest, but yeah. Bismuth gonna go for Cannon GB, but without the spawn snag. Just actually throwing the cannon around. Cannonball. Okay, yeah. There, Candyboots updates his counter. Interestingly, he does not stop by to get Simian Slam. Although he could. Does he? I mean, it's fine. You might as well, I guess, wait until you are gonna buy like an actual Cranky move.
Yeah.
And just do it at the same time as that.
Pair it with Hunky Chunky. What would have been cool would be going back there with Chunky and doing the training barrels with Chunky.
Right.
And then visiting Cranky and then buying the stuff.
But then you would have needed like to have, I don't know, 35 already or whatever.
True, but it's not like those barrels you just completed are going to open up a lot.
Yeah, I guess not. I might have actually did that when I tested this. I don't remember anymore. But yeah, I might have just waited until I had 35 and then just went to training grounds and did everything. I don't think I did, but it's definitely an option. Ah, Candyboots gonna go for Chunky's Caged in Isles. I don't think you can grab this from underneath if you're not Hunky Chunky, so unless I'm wrong, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well, if you miss, you're falling, I think. I don't think
you're definitely falling down. Yeah, there's no water right here. But it's between this and like jumping into the cage, and then you get trapped, and you have to quit game, which is fine, I guess. But it does make you think about whether it's actually worth getting that GB. Although Bismuth has decided it's worth getting. Actually, you're not forced to quit game. You could phase walk out.
Or die.
Or die.
You have oranges.
Right. But Bismuth doesn't have oranges yet.
Honestly, I'm wondering if Candyboots is going to be finished very soon with all the gold banana collecting.
Yeah, I mean, at some point you have to actually get like your boss keys for K Rool ready.
Yeah.
And since you don't really need any moves for Helm, you can kind of do it whenever you want. So yeah, I mean, if it gives you more time to plan out how you want to finish it up as well. So I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea for Candyboots to go to Helm right now while he's here
sure.
in Isles.
Nothing else you learn is going to be helpful. In Helm, I'm thinking, yeah, no.
Mm-hmm. What do you think the last purchase is going to be? Either Primate Punch or Rocket Barrel, I assume. Not Rocket Barrel, I meant
Trombone.
Trombone. That was what I was thinking in my head, but I just said the wrong thing.
I mean, at this point, you could also just be Peanut Pop Gun.
I guess. Yeah, maybe peanuts don't really give you that much. To me, I liked having them for skew, but if you're not playing this in such a way that you really need skew early on, then yeah, you could save peanuts for later.
Depending on where Candy goes next, which I'm worried he's not going to go anywhere near Funky next, I think he's going to have to get Peanut Pop Gun last.
Sure. Yeah, he might have to. I mean, he could get it in Factory, but we'll see. It's not... Wait, for Diddy Helm. First of all, when you go to Helm, you're not doing the shutting off the Blastomatic. You're just going straight to Key 8 and grabbing it. So, yeah, you definitely don't need Rocket Barrel for Helm.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I think I disconnected for a second.
Ah. Yeah, I guess to our viewers who are less familiar with like the tricks that let you beat this game with very little progress from any percent, there's DK Helm early. I mean, the whole game can be beaten with just DK, except for the fact that you need moves for K Rool. And the only way that that works normally is with main menu moves, but that being not allowed for this challenge, you do need all the Kongs. Well, technically you could have skipped Ring Tiny, I guess, but yeah, you need the Peanuts for Diddy Phase of K Rool, you need Trombone for Lanky Phase, you need Hunky, Chunky, and Primate Punch for Chunky Phase, and you just need all the Training Barrels and Simian Slam to be able to buy the Cranky upgrades, but that's all those strictly required moves for this challenge. Everything else can be done moveless. Like, Hide on Helm, you can do Tag Barrel storage with DK and Telegrab to get into Helm Lobby. You can either Moonkick or Phase Walk to get in the level. You can climb the slopes with DK, or Tiny for that matter. You can get out of bounds with either a Switch Kick or a Moonkick. I mean, a Moonkick or a Phase Walk is what I meant to say. And just with careful out of bounds movement, you can make it all the way to Key 8.
So Bismuth is in Forest. I think this is an interesting level because, as we mentioned in previous races, it's very spread out.
Yeah, I think he could just be getting DK Mill, Diddy's Under the Mill, DK Blueprint, and that's about it. I don't know. Like
it feels like it's too much
blueprints.
time investment. It's so much time investment to get up here, and then just to get 3 gold bananas and leave feels like unfortunate.
I think like the forest play only really makes sense if you're doing the like lots of level blueprints play in general, because I do think forest blueprints are generally good. Well, actually, not really. Not if you don't have Rocket
You have to get the mushroom. You have to go up the mushroom, which if you're not have Rocket Barrel, then
yeah, no, it kind of cuts out like at least 2 blueprints from being quick. So yeah, maybe forest is not that worth it. Certainly Factory is the better level for a lot of quick GBs. And Bismuth hasn't yet to go to Factory, right?
I assume that's because he'd want Simian Slam first?
Yeah, I guess. But he did finish his... I don't think he's been to Factory, and he finished his Training Barrels, so he can get Simian Slam now. So yeah, and you have to beat Mad-Jack, so surprised that he's not going to Factory yet. If it's... maybe it's going to be his very next level, and he'll... Or maybe he wants to finish in Factory? like, and buy all the moves that you need there. Do Mad
Mhm.
Jack and then.
Sure, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense because you want a level that you want to finish in a place where there is a Cranky and a Candy conveniently located, which is the case in Factory. All right, Candyboots doing some blueprint turn-ins. I think he's got to be pretty close to the 40 bananas after turning in here.
What is skew going to be used for here?
Oh, I think it's just, you know, what
Just
happens
get
when
there
you're
easier.
inbounds by this area. It just naturally happens if you're swimming up and you get hit by the
And you
thorn
hit the
vines.
hedge maze, yeah.
Yeah,
No, it looks like going somewhere.
interesting.
Just a faster path to the giant mushroom area?
I guess. Yeah, I
Just
mean,
go
I guess
through
it beats
this
doing an
direction.
exit enter. It does get you there.
Oh, Candyboots already turning in blueprints. That's...
Yeah, and I don't expect he'll do any further blueprint visits after this one, because he's probably already close enough with his total GBs.
Oh, getting the Cranky. Okay.
Oh, so this is his Simian Slam. Okay.
Hopefully it's Simian Slam and nothing else. Because he's DK.
Yeah. And hopefully he already had 25. I'm sure he does, but I didn't check too closely. I'll pay attention the next time he grabs one. Yeah, Candy's already up to 36, and I think he still... Does he still have a couple more Kongs to visit sides with? Yeah, he does. Okay, so Bismuth is going to get Diddy's blueprint. I guess that's okay. It's a bit high up, but Moonkick got him most of the way there. But Chunky's blueprint, not worth it. Definitely.
Yeah. Unless... No, there's no unless. Like, stop climbing the mushroom at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
And out.
So we still haven't seen how many GBs Bismuth actually has.
I'm going to tag here, so not leaving yet.
Dude, yeah, Candy's gonna have like over 40. If Candyboots is planning to do the minimal GB, even if he's not, he's still made so much progress that I don't think he's far off from...
Okay, let's hope
You know,
Tiny doesn't grab
doing
those
the
coins. Okay, Tiny
forest.
didn't grab the 3 coins right there, so that makes me think this is not a monkey port run.
And he didn't
Which I
go
love
and
to see.
learn Mini Monkey either, so... Oh no, I hope I didn't. Okay, he's not going to Crank. Good. Candy up to 40. Can learn 4 new moves. Yeah, those were 5 coins Bismuth didn't grab, so yeah, pretty sure he's not going to do Monkey Port. Candyboots doesn't really need to get up to 14 chunky coins.
Which, if he's already on a bad stick, you might as well ruin it with skid jumping. DPS. Here's your trombone coins, I guess. Oh, already had them.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like Bismuth had... Oh, so he has 27 right now. Okay, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's fine. But... It's weird. The way he played Galleon made me feel like he was going all in on, like, you know, just standard GBs, like, whatever the quickest GBs in a level are. But after that point, it's been, like, all just blueprint runs. Which, I guess it's okay to change the strategy mid-run, but I feel like the thing about blueprints is, like, it only really helps a lot if you commit to them early. Although...
Yeah.
What it could be also is that Bismuth might have a higher number than 45 in his mind as his target, which would explain some of his routing behavior. Like if he's thinking in his head 60, then it kind of makes sense why he's going this deep.
But I don't think he's thinking 60 because he didn't get those tiny coins, and I don't think he has 15 with tiny.
Yeah, I
Unless he
think
does have 15 with Tiny.
more realistically, it's probably like 50 or 55. Well,
50 makes sense.
50 makes sense. I don't think 55 does.
Yeah, after 50 would come either 60 because you're getting Rocket Barrel plus Chimpy
Right.
Charge, or 65 because you're going all the way to Monkey Port.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you're confused about Super Simian Slam.
Yeah, if you're confused
case
about
Chunky-
yeah,
then
in which
Chunky can
case
buy it.
55 makes sense, yeah. But yeah, I mean, this is at this point like looks like Candyboots' race to lose. So
For sure.
as long as he knows how to do the remaining, well, I should probably point it out that Candyboots is already up to 8 moves learned, which he is allowed to get. He had 40 gold bananas. So he only needs one more required move, and we didn't see him buy anything that wasn't strictly required, right?
Oh, he got
Did
Super?
he? Did
No!
he get Super? Oh, I'm wrong. Okay,
Right.
so he got Super.
Yeah, it showed 7 coins. He definitely got Super, yeah.
Ah, yeah. Okay. So Candy's at least gonna have 10 moves.
And he just got another coin with Chunky for Gorilla Gun.
Oh, come on. He should know that you don't need Gorilla Gun.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Honestly, I guess runners who joined after the MMM era might not really know that stuff.
I guess. Of course, it makes my heart cry. But you know what? If you never knew, you never knew.
Yeah. Sometimes, just knowing stuff about the game is important for these challenges. Like, the obscure stuff, of course. Ooh, that's a bad fall from Bismuth.
But yeah, that puts Bismuth right back in it, even if he did get Monkey Port. Like,
Yeah.
requiring Super and Gorilla Gun, that's an additional 10 already. Plus, he's probably getting Mini Monkey, so that's an additional 15. This may go up to 60 plus for both runners at some point.
Yeah. Oh, Bismuth going for a lag clip. Those oranges are not going to explode yet. There we go.
Oh, wow. Well timed.
Yeah, just had to kick twice and then it works.
And he has Simian. Oh, it doesn't matter, but
Yeah, you're just going to kick this.
I mean, I don't think he's buying Monkey Port, but maybe he could. I would love him to do Helm sooner rather than later if he doesn't know for sure.
Yeah, there's really no reason to delay Helm.
Cosmic, were you expecting the roll into the wall thing? I do miss that trick. It's a cool one.
It was a cool trick, but it's so impractical. Alright. Number game from Candy. Good choice, I guess. It's kind of on the threshold of what's worth it. I'm really curious how many bananas Bismuth's gonna have by the time he turns in blueprints. He's definitely getting more blueprints than Candyboots got. So maybe that'll catapult him back up. But at the moment he, appears to be way behind on the GBs, but it's just hard to tell without the blueprints turned in. And we have to keep in mind, right, Bismuth has yet to go to factory. If he routes this properly and gets like if he, what I'm hoping for is that he realizes factory has a ton of fast GBs and doesn't over-collect before he heads there.
Yeah.
You don't want to get to factory when you're like basically a few GBs away from being done and then realize like, oh, I could have got all these like really quick ones in this level.
That said, 29 if you're going for 60. You're not going to get 30 gold bananas. And, like, okay, fine. Knock off 15 for blueprints. And
Let's
then,
say he's getting
yeah,
20
15 in
blueprints.
factory.
You can get for sure at least 10 non-blueprint GBs in factory pretty quick.
Yeah, production room's just super fast, generally. Not to mention-
All right, we see Mad Jack, our first Mad Jack fight. Candyboots going in.
Completely unnecessary DK Med Jack. Love to see it.
What do you mean unnecessary?
Chunky.
Chunky's harder than DK in my.
Chunky
in
is
my mind.
not harder than DK. Chunky's way easier than DK.
I mean, maybe it's just because I learned DK Mad Jack, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like DK's easier than Chunky. But yeah, it could be bias just from having more experience with DK.
Yeah, I used to do Chunky back before I did Tiny because I didn't know how to do Infinites with Tiny. So
What?
at that point, I was like, might as well do Chunky. Okay, this is 2012 or something. This is a
Okay.
long time ago.
Like, you can't do infinite, so might as well just have a lot more slow jumps.
Well, no, it might as well not have to backtrack after learning Ponytail Twirl.
Ah, right. Because you would just finish the level in Cranky's. Okay. That's pretty funny to me. Yeah, I mean, there are some risks with going DK for Mad Jack. Mainly the dipping too low issue. But if you're careful about timing the kick and jump, then it's definitely... It's still easier to like maneuver around quickly and get Mad Jack to do more fast jumps as DK compared to Chunky.
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh, as I say that though, he did fall. Yeah, he should have aerialed on that one. Ooh, was that a? Okay, no. I thought he maybe dipped too low, but I guess not. It looked like Mad Jack was like jumping multiple squares back to the center or something. Ooh. Okay, this is switch 4, right? Or is it the 3rd? No, it's the 4th.
That's 4th.
Yeah. Taking his time, making sure the laser doesn't block him from hitting the switch.
Always good practice.
I like Bismuth
Nice
going
blue
for
shockwave.
Lanky. Lanky 5-star Igloo is a great choice for caves.
Yeah, especially if you can pause exit out of it.
Yep. And he's done with caves. Did Bismuth actually get the DK lobby blueprint GB? No, I guess not. He might be getting it now. Oh no, he's just.
You might have gotten it at the very start.
Yeah, I know Candy got it like as the first GB. Didn't remember if Bismuth did or not. Is it factory
So-
time? I think it's factory,
It's factory
time.
time, for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Unless you go... No, I mean, it's actually helm time. But since it's not helm time, it's factory.
Yeah. Yeah, it actually makes more sense to go helm first and then factory. Ooh, Bismuth just noticed he can't grape switch kick because he's already collected that golden banana. So he's got a box moon kick instead.
I'm a grape switch kick hater. I think box moon kick is perfectly fine.
I mean, I can understand people not wanting to do something with an inconsistent clip, but yeah. Is he gonna? No. Oh, he's turning around for more lag. Yeah, this is actually pretty rough. We gonna see Beaver Bother from Candyboots? Interesting. Oh, nice!
No, that was a
above
nice
the
looking
box
moon
moon kick. Wow. That was really funny. Alright, let's see some double beavers. Come on, Candy. Oh, no, he probably doesn't go for them.
No, I just love the tricks I actually used. I continued to use box moon kick even after grape was found because it was faster.
Yeah, it is faster if you clip first try. That's true. Although
Just-
I've also
just
failed
be
grape
great.
switch like a bunch of times, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, grape switch is harder for timing. Box clip is harder for you need to space your roll right to clip. But I think I don't think one's necessarily easier than the other, personally.
Yeah, maybe not. Well, we got to see a beaver bother in the final challenge. I wasn't quite expecting that, but I guess it's on the borderline of fast enough GBs.
Hmm. Also, I'm allowed a bad opinion because you were allowed to say that DK is better than Chunky for Mad Jack.
I mean, it definitely is better.
Oh,
but
okay,
maybe
easier.
Okay, easier for me it's easier. But I can see how for the average player Chunky would be easier, yeah.
We all have our weird wrong opinions. And I'll admit I'm wrong.
Yeah, the one like wrong opinion that I have is that I think DK Seal Ray Skip is better than Lanky Seal Ray Skip.
Okay, that one is
like I know it's wrong. But I like something that I can control whether it works or not.
That's an amazing one. Well, there's a gold banana right there, so that'll be a nice pickup.
I'll come back to that, I guess.
Still collecting Tiny. I think that means he is committed to Monkey Port.
Yep, definitely gonna get Monkey Port on Bismuth's end.
15. Hopefully that means he's buying Super with Chunky.
Yeah, the way he routed his Chunky coins makes sense that he'll get it with Chunky. And Candy doing a nice idea here to Moonkick for this bonus barrel to skip Simian Spring. I got the sense, though, that after Mad Jack, Candyboots is kinda once again looking a little like aimless on GBs. Maybe for the first time in this whole challenge. I think up to this point, he was getting a lot of just quick ones.
Mm-hmm.
And he might be getting to the point where he's like, okay, I already cashed in my blueprints. I already did all the quick stuff that I know in factory. Dude, is Bismuth really going to orange clip to get into the Crusher Room? Nuts.
Let's go. Elderly strats.
Alright, let's see it happen. Got 2 more tries.
Those are the oranges I know and love.
Hey, we're in.
There you go.
Great. Okay. Oh, don't die.
Don't die. Yeah.
Please. I hope he knows when to go. There we go. Okay. But yeah, I feel like Candyboots might have sort of like blown the blueprint turn in a little too early. Because now
I wonder if he realized late that he needed moves, or that he thought he needed moves, versus planning it all out ahead of time. And that's why he suddenly needs to get more than he anticipated.
Could be that, yeah. Yeah, actually, it would be great to ask the runners afterwards, like, how many GBs did you think your target was, you know, half an hour in versus, like, an hour and a half in? Like, did you realize, oh, I'm going to need 10 more than I thought, or 15 more than I thought? Or did they already have that figured out early on?
I mean, it could have been even the case like psych outs, like someone thinking, I don't need Super Simian Slam, or I don't need Gorilla Gun, but then realizing halfway through the race, like, do I really want to risk that and like look like a complete idiot? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is you have to be pretty confident about what you need or don't need for K Rool, because you don't want to go 10 minutes into the fight and then find out that you can't beat it. So yeah, I can see how runners might be incentivized to play it safe and get some moves that they are not sure whether they need or not. Anyway, there's Bismuth getting his peanut guns, so that's the first runner to get peanut, right? Because Candyboots' extra purchases were just from Cranky so far.
I think just 3 chunky moves. Or, well, 2 chunky moves and Super Simian Slam.
Right. So yeah, I'd like to see what GBs Bismuth routes in with his peanut gun. It's a little bit of a shame that he didn't get it before going to Fungi, at least going up to Fungi Lobby for the Cage GB, but
oh yeah,
we'll see what else he can figure out to do with it. Candyboots up to 45 now, okay. Can get one more move.
You do not need Super Simian. The runners may or may not know this.
Yeah, based on how they're... Well, Candyboots already bought Super, and it looks like Bismuth's planning to buy Super Simian Slam, and possibly Monkey Port too.
Yeah. I would like to think Bismuth knows you don't need Super Simian Slam.
But if he's already committed to Monkey Port, then he's forced to buy it either way.
Exactly.
I do feel like, though, he could get TBS to Helm faster than he could get 15 gold bananas. But whatever.
Yes, this is true. Even the falling method, if you really don't want to skid jump.
Right, right. Uh-oh, Candyboots stuck on the torch. Okay. This is a good GB to go for.
Throw oranges from Warp 4 method.
Ooh, he didn't quite get the spawn snag, but that's fine.
Yeah, it was like 5-10 seconds, not a huge deal.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, that's exactly right, Bellum. Hey, the vines are here now. But yeah, I think Bismuth, even though it looked like he was like maybe going around to too many slow places earlier with his extra long galleon and the dipping fungi in caves earlier, I think that's going to pay off with the blueprint turn-ins. And I think he's going to catch up to Candy on GBs by the time he's out of factory.
I would
Or at
agree.
least be within 5.
I think maybe Bismuth could have been slightly too cautious, but certainly Candy was too not cautious for his target.
Yeah. But I guess, you know, we do see Candyboots picking up some blueprints, so his plan could be, you know, go back to the remaining levels that he didn't already cover very thoroughly. Like right now he's in Aztec. He could go... So basically the levels he did cover well were, I guess, Jape's Factory, Castle, and Galleon. So he could now do his Aztec sort of fungi, caves, and some Isles blueprint stuff and try to turn them all in as sort of like round 2 of blueprint plus quick GB collection. Whereas
When you have to do
Bismuth
a round 2 for blueprints, though, they stop becoming very fast.
Yeah, because you have to sit through the turn-in cutscene again for each Kong, and all the extra time of leaving the shop, tagging, re-entering the shop. Really does add up, so... Yeah, that's definitely gonna come out in Bismuth's favor.
Are we still thinking they're both going to... Or we're thinking maybe Candy's going to go to 55 or 60, Bismuth 60?
Let me think. Bismuth is more... Well, let me think. If Bismuth's
Bismuth's
only extra
55.
stuff is Monkey Port, then that is
Plus 20.
65. Yeah, it's a plus 20 over the minimum.
And if Candy's getting Super and Gorilla Gone and Mini Monkey, that would be plus 15.
So 60. 60 versus 65.
Assuming no one's getting Rocket Barrel.
Yeah.
Another. Which I hope. You have to skip.
Yeah, Rocket Barrel skip is way too easy not to do. It's not as punishing, like it's early in the fight. And, although I don't know if you can retry it very well. But, it's just not hard.
Yeah. I mean, you should already have been doing that anyway.
Yeah.
Even when you had Rocket Barrel, like
Yeah, even when you have Rocket Barrel, like all the runners should know how to time the backflip into the thing. Yeah, I mean, Mini Monkey for sure is the move that we expect people are going to get for safety. But yeah, I don't think Rocket Barrel, especially because Rocket Barrel is not just one extra purchase; it's 2.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like, it's definitely not worth the 10 GBs, and it's not like you're gonna need Chimpy Charge for anything useful. Bismuth up to 37, and he still hasn't turned in his blueprints, but he's got to be doing that pretty soon. If he has like roughly 20 blueprints, that puts him at 57. So then
Yeah,
he'd
if we
only
look at
need
the
another 7 more.
We're almost at 90 minutes already.
Yeah, like I
Which-
said, this was a longer challenge for me. I definitely towards the 2-hour mark, I think. I think for me it was like an hour 45, hour 50, and I only needed to collect 45. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be over 2 hours if you're getting like 60 or 65 gold bananas.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, here's the blueprint turn in for Bismuth. Let's see how much he catches up.
Well, let's see. Where has he been? Japes, Galleon, bit of Aztec, Factory, Caves,
Caves? Yeah.
Forest,
Forest. Yeah, pretty much all the levels. He's at
Castle
least dipped.
Isles.
Yeah, he's dipped every level at this point. He saved Factory for last, which I think was kind of smart. So he's going to do all his turn-ins, buy all the cranking candy moves while he's here, do Mad Jack.
Probably doesn't have enough gold bananas yet. Actually, no, because he was
He
already
might
up
not,
by
yeah, he might
number
not
game.
have enough for Monkey Port if he's planning to get it now. But maybe he would have enough for like Monkey Port, but then not Primate Punch or something. Like if he buys straight through with Tiny.
I'm gonna go and say he has enough.
Enough
Because
bananas?
He already went up and did number game, and if he was gonna, I guess that's for Funky. And we already know he bought Pop Gun.
Yeah,
So
he's done the gun purchase. He just needs the cranking candy stuff.
But he was jumping up to Cranky and Candy, and then he's like, wait a second, and turned around and warped back up here. So I
Ah.
think he thinks he's done with everything after all these turn-ins.
I mean, if he decides at this point, you know what, let's not get Monkey Port, then sure. Definitely. He's got more than enough. Meanwhile, Candyboots is kind of like, at this point, running out of useful stuff to do in Aztec.
Or is he just going to Snides?
Not really sure. Yeah, Snides. But that's not good, because he didn't even go to Fungi or Caves yet, right? So he can't have collected that many blueprints.
Did he
Right?
not turn in blueprints for a character yet, maybe?
That's possible. I like that we got synced Snide visits. No, that was one blueprint turned in.
Wow.
Not worth it. Unless he's like done at 50. He hasn't committed other than Super
already
Simian
has
Slam,
Super.
right?
He already has Super.
Yeah, but Super's the only non-required one that he committed to.
Right.
Which means
Could
50 is
theoretically
his
skip
still
minimum.
theoretical minimum. Yeah. Although, I don't think he would be doing his last blueprint turn in, or GB in general, in Aztec if he was planning to stop there, so. Yeah, he's gonna buy Mini Monkey. I think both runners are definitely gonna buy Mini Monkey.
Bismuth had 51 gold bananas.
51! He caught up!
He's slightly behind because of key 3, but
No, he
With
didn't
these
even finish
blueprints
turning
running-
in blueprints yet. So
Yeah.
he's really... Yeah. Bismuth pulling into the lead. It looked like Candy was way in the lead when it was like 25, 30 gold bananas, but this is really turning around. It's anyone's race.
going into Cranky with Diddy. Oh God, what am I?
Oh no! Oh no! Champy charge! Oh, that's a
Champy
huge
charge.
setback. He's getting Rocket Barrel. He's
No.
getting Rocket Barrel, man. Oh man, Bismuth has not at this point. As long as Bismuth does Rocket Barrel skip, it doesn't matter that he's getting Monkey Port. He can afford to do that now. He's still on equal footing. Whoa.
That's a big miss there. 57. Yeah, with what, 2 more Kongs left or 1 more Kong left?
Candy also is capped out on his available purchases, right? He has 50. He's between 50 and 55 right now, so he can't get 11 moves until later. I mean, he's putting the Chimpy Charge to use, but this is one of the only reasonably fast golden bananas that Chimpy Charge actually gives you. There's not many more like it.
I wonder if again, like I always wonder, like, did he psych himself out where he forgot that he knew he didn't need those, but then he was thinking, oh, there's gongs here, and then got like lost in thinking and forgot that, oh wait, never mind, I don't need Rocket Barrel.
Yeah, I mean, it just because a move can get you a couple fast golden bananas, like, unless it can get you more than 5 very fast golden bananas, it's not worth getting.
Yep. Bismuth at 62. Is that his last Kong, or is there one more?
Let's see. That's his last. So 62. If all he needed was, we were saying 65, right?
Yeah.
Then
so
he could be, you know, getting ready to do
HGB?
all of his purchases. He didn't tag warp 1. Whoops. He'll have to go down the chute from R&D. At least he has warp 2 tagged. Vulture GB. I don't think Candyboots has a good idea what's the faster GBs anymore. And
no,
I think he should really just leave Aztec. There are better options in fungi and caves at this point.
Yeah, if you're gonna phase walk, you can maybe do some 5-door temple stuff.
Yeah, I would do like DK Diddy tiny 5-door temple maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Although they're kind of annoying without the gun, so maybe just Diddy's.
Oh, Diddy's. Well, does he even have the gun? I don't see the...
Oh, right. Candyboots didn't actually buy Peanuts yet. Yeah, you would see it when using Rocket Barrel if he did have it. Okay, Bismuth doing purchases. He bought Mini Monkey. We figured he would get that for sure. Is he buying Ponytail Twirl? Yes. So he's definitely getting Mini Monkey Port, which is what we figured. So this will put him up to 11, right?
Don't buy this. Okay, good.
Oh, that was the super. Oh,
yeah, his sequencing was off.
His sequencing is weird. Yeah, I thought he went in with Chunky first. Or he was going to go in with Chunky first. He should have done that. He should remember from the 5 Kong 80% routes. You always buy with Chunky first before Tiny.
Mm-hmm.
He's also the first runner to go get the trombone. But yeah, Bismuth has, what did he have, like 60? More than 60, right? So he can
62.
buy... So, okay, so he's allowed 12 moves at this point. And he had pop guns. He had 6 before coming in here, right?
Yeah,
so
and then he just bought 2 with Tiny,
now.
1 with Lanky. That's 9.
Okay, so he can still get 3 more, which could be his 3 Chunkies.
Yeah. And then come back from Monkey Port.
Yeah, but he'll need more GBs for that.
Another blueprint turn-in. Please be more than 1.
Yeah, please be more than 1 blueprint. Okay, it's more than 1.
Okay, Candy does know what he's doing to some extent. Love to see it. Love
Yay.
to see it.
It's like 3 or 4. Okay.
55.
Given that he's already turned in blueprints once, I can't expect much more than that, so yeah.
He has a 60 minimum. Realistically, a 65 or 70 we're looking at for him.
Yeah. Okay, Bismuth's maxed out his purchases.
Just needs 3 more gold bananas. He'll buy Monkey Port and finish stuff off.
Yeah.
Hopefully he goes and gets the Cage GB at this point, or the one by Arcade with Tiny. Unless he has already gotten that.
Morning.
Morning, Adam. Did you like the challenge?
I really liked it.
Awesome.
Did you get 45 golden bananas?
Yes, I did.
Okay, yeah, I figured you would know how to do it that way.
Yeah.
Well, congrats
Man,
on finishing the challenge very quickly, man.
Yeah.
We've
Man,
got.
I wish I wasn't eliminated.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, I guess. You know, but
Yeah.
man, you were a monster in this challenge series. It was great fun having you participate. Wouldn't want to do another series without you. So we've got Bismuth at 62, I think. Golden bananas
63.
right
He
now.
just got
63.
Dark Room. And now he's going to get Stash Snatch. So that's going to be
Yeah,
64.
it looks like he's gonna get 65 total. The
Yep.
main
Oh my gosh.
thing that messed him up, well, not messed him up, but his strategy is get monkey port, basically, which forces 4 extra purchases over the minimum.
Mhm.
And if that's all he does extra, I think that makes sense in terms of a safety play for both getting to Helm and K Rool with Tiny. And, he's almost at 65, so he's definitely on track to win this this match against Candy. Candyboots he was ahead of Bismuth for a while until like 45-ish golden bananas. And then he kind of started needing to do a lot of slow ones. And unfortunately, Candy already purchased Rocket Barrel, which is 10 extra, golden bananas that we don't expect Bismuth to need to spend. So even if Candyboots doesn't get Monkey Port at this point, he's already kind of, put himself in a bit of a hole with the Rocket Barrel purchase.
That and Super Simian Slam.
Oh yeah, he got Super Simian Slam with Chunky when he didn't need to. So needs 60 minimum, and he has 56, so he's still 4 away.
No, Bismuth. Please. Oh, wait, okay, sorry. He has
Yeah,
Ponytail Swirl.
Bismuth's play to get Monkey Port does help in 3 ways. Gives you an easy Helm early, an easier Mad Jack, and an easy Tiny Phase of K Rool. So, as bad as 20 extra GBs is on paper, from a comfort pick, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Here I was thinking he was running into Mad Jack without Ponytail Swirl, but he did buy it earlier, so
Yeah.
that makes sense now why he split up his purchases like that.
Right, because he didn't actually buy Monkey Port yet.
Yeah. It was a bit surprising there, but now it makes sense. You're using the Ponytail Twirl for Mad Jack.
Yeah. So Adam, what was your strategy at the start? Like, what were your first 5 GBs, if you remember?
Let's see. I first grabbed the Japes Lobby entrance GB,
Yep.
and I think I only got maybe 2 in Japes, 1 in the cage and 1 in front of the Diddy's cage.
Yeah.
And I left and was trying to get the DK's cage GB in aisles, but I couldn't. So
That
I
one's
just
pretty tough.
Yeah.
Oh, can we just
Somewhere
acknowledge
else.
that Candyboots used Chunky to skid jump, double jump to the Aztec Lobby bonus barrel?
I think that's worth acknowledging.
Yeah, I just wanted to just mention that real quick.
Oh, sorry.
So you had 3 after Japes, pretty much.
Yeah. And I also go to caves
Ah.
to get Fighter Igloo GB, and I leave, and then I
In the lobby, I imagine.
got the lobby.
Nice. And I assume your first
then-
your first move would have been the barrels, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Barrel,
that was
barrel.
same thing for Candy and Bismuth. It's definitely the most important move to get first. You just need it to get to Castle and free all your other Kongs.
Yep. And
But yeah, did you know
I think
from
I
the
got-
start that you were gonna only do 45? Like,
Yep.
minimize it?
I just figured this thing out. I was like, oh, I only need 45.
Yeah.
Did you ever consider getting Mini Monkey just for, like, any bit of you want to say, I should get Mini Monkey?
No.
Okay.
To be fair, there's, I guess, less pressure. If
Yeah.
Yeah. For
So
Tiny
there's no
Phase.
reason that you wouldn't have just tried to optimize it, and no matter the difficulty. I mean, you're not the kind of runner to shy away from difficult stuff anyway, in the first place.
Yeah.
Nice switch luck.
Yeah. Wow.
I went
Perfect
to
switch.
Castle. I freed all the Kongs. So I can get quicker GBs for Tiny.
Cool.
And- I went to Greenhouse for 3 coins and then the GB.
Oh, Greenhouse GB. I don't even think we saw either runner get that.
Yeah. I mean,
That's a good choice,
people even
though.
climb Castle? They kind of went to the low Trophenscop, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Candy or Bismuth got Greenhouse. It's a good choice though.
And after that, I went to Factory
Mhm.
and get two quick GBs for Lanky. Open the
How many blueprints
cage.
did you get overall, if you have a rough
I
estimate?
honestly don't know because I think I got like a ton.
Like, did you go to pretty much every level with all the Kongs?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, except maybe like Aztec. Like, I don't think I would have revisited Aztec for this challenge.
No, I didn't revisit Aztec. I just went
Now
to
we get to
Fungi.
see Mini Monkey being used for another purpose to get this 1 gold banana.
Yep.
That's funny.
Yeah. Candyboots routed this correctly, where he opened the cage from out of bounds and got it on his first trip through factory. But yeah, I think the main difference between what Candy and Bismuth have routed here is that Bismuth actually delayed his factory visit until he had already visited pretty much all the rest of the levels with all the Kongs. So that he had a lot of blueprints ready to turn in, and then he could just like finish up in factory and buy all the moves that he needs here, get Mad Jack done, and I think at this point all he has left is he's gonna buy Monkey Port, and then he's got Helm and K Rool. So Bismuth's on a straight shot to winning this challenge, and Candyboots is still what 2 or 3 GBs away from his theoretical minimum, and that's only if he does Mini Monkey Skip.
Yeah, I mean, where things could go wrong are, I don't know how comfortable Bismuth is with DK Helm, because he doesn't have Chunky's gun, so
Right.
he's gonna have to switch kick, but it should be easy.
Or
enough,
Orange
it sounds
Clip.
like practice. Or Orange Clip.
How far is Candy?
Let's see. He's getting another Rocket Barrel GB here. He's making the Rocket Barrel work in terms of getting a lot of GBs that require it, but
He knew you didn't need that Simian spring pad, but yet looking like he's trending towards Gorilla Gone. So
I hope he doesn't get Gorilla Gone. That would be pretty unfortunate. But yeah, Bismuth's heading to K Rool, or not K Rool, Helm.
Time was 1:35.
58 still.
54.
Oh man, it's been like a snail's pace for Candy ever since he got to like 45 GBs.
yeah.
Unfortunate. But yeah, Adam,
When we
you
started-
definitely killed this challenge.
Yeah. When we started this race, I thought Bismuth is gonna lose, because I feel like Candyboots is gonna skip Rocket Barrel and Mini Monkey, but apparently not.
if
he might
he did,
skip.
then
No,
if Candyboots was skipping everything that he could skip, yeah, he would definitely be winning this challenge. It looked like for a while that Candyboots was off to a much faster start, but Bismuth wrapped it all together nicely and collected a lot more blueprints and turned them all
when
in
this
at once
challenge was
instead of,
created,
like-
though,
Yeah.
I would not have dreamed that a 65 gold banana route would win this.
No. I figured what was going to happen is we have like some runner get, fewer moves and fewer bananas, and other runner get more. And
Yeah.
it just depends on. And the Bismuth is exactly the kind of runner who I am not surprised goes with the extra GBs to make it safe, but just routes it so well that he can win anyway.
I mean, Bismuth's routing was fantastic. I don't think there
It
ever
really
felt like a
was.
point where it felt like he was getting too many bananas, but that's also because he was getting 20 more bananas than we thought we could get.
Yeah. So like the slow ones that he was spending time for in Galleon early on, it's not like he totally overshot here. By the time he went back to factory, like he managed to get all the ones that you would want to get, the quick ones, and yeah.
Nice zinger hit on Candyboots' stream.
Yeah. And plus you can see the difference between like, if you had over routed your blueprints or your bananas early on, like Bismuth did, or didn't even really over route that much, but compared to Candy, who definitely under routed them, and how difficult it's been to continue making quick progress after having already, exhausted his blueprint turn-ins. Like he's getting another blueprint for Tiny now. He's already visited Snide with Tiny twice, so that can't really be that worth it.
I
But
only got
unfortunately,
12.
there's not that many other fast GBs left for him to grab here.
I think he should go to Forest. It seemed like Forest was the winning play after all.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I only
Especially
got
Pop gun.
well, I only got 12 blueprints.
Oh, 12. Okay. It's not as many as I thought. But then again, if you're only getting 45 total, you don't need to get that many more.
Yeah.
Bismuth only has 34 minutes to get to this key now.
Right. So we actually know roughly how many blueprints he got. Yeah.
Yeah.
The funny thing, when I got to Mad Jack the first time,
Mhm.
I totally forgot I don't have Simian Slam.
Ah, yeah.
I just realized it when I entered. I was like,
Easy
oh, I can't
mistake
do
to
this
make.
fight yet. So I need to
Ooh,
do that
rough
much
fight
later.
from Candyboot.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh yeah, I'll phone him.
Hey.
So Adam finished this challenge at like an hour 35, like more than 10 minutes ago, which is pretty nuts. That's definitely faster than my test run of the challenge.
oh really?
I think it's just about as I thought that I got around 145 when I play tested this.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, this is a challenge where it's not like some of the other challenges where if you just know what's coming ahead of time, you're going to get massive advantage. I don't think this one gives you quite as massive an advantage because you still need to, unless you actually sit down and route it.
Right.
It's not like you're going to be thinking about weird, obscure locations. They're all gold bananas. You already know where they all are.
Candyboots doesn't have Gorilla
Gorilla
Gun,
Gun.
and you
Well,
should
maybe
not
you should go
buy it.
purchase it.
No, don't purchase it.
No. Otherwise,
I mean, he has the 7 coins. He very well could purchase it, and it would get him that gold banana for sure.
Alright, but this is all but over. Bismuth just needs to complete K Rool. He could even get this done. I was going to say under 2 hours, but no, not quite.
Yeah, well, I mean, the last roadblock is rocket barrel skip.
Yeah, but that's the only thing left that Bismuth could really mess up. And
He also only has
It's
2
the
melons, and I don't
easy-
know how much he practices this boss.
I'm sure enough that he can beat it on 2 melons comfortably. Actually, we've been doing randos lately with double damage and no health refills on, which makes K Rool a lot harder. So you effectively only get 4 hits, and your damage carries over between phases.
Okay, so then he will crush this.
Yeah.
Again, the other caveat is, do you know in Tiny's phase that you need to stop moving to shoot? But like that shouldn't make or break you unless you just like throw your controller in frustration.
Right. Yeah, he should be fine. The only thing that like might have made this sketchy is if he didn't get Mini Monkey, but he definitely isn't
I have
gonna
a
have any
question.
issue with Tiny. Yeah.
what does Candy need to buy for K Rool?
Well, let's think. I don't think he bought Trombone yet, right?
Yeah.
And
bought-
I don't think. Did he buy Peanut yet? I don't think so.
I bought Trombone really early on.
Really?
Why?
I would have thought that would be like the last move that you get.
Yeah.
Either that or Primate Punch. Well, no, but Primate Punch is
Like,
actually a
the
decent
last-
amount of quick GBs that it gives you.
But Primate Punch is the last move to get for me
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
before entering K Rool.
I'm gonna try.
I'm a
getting
bit surprised by
this
that because
game
I
out
would
of
think
here.
that Primate Punch would be paired with Simian Slam, and then you can like start to do Mad Jack and stuff like that.
Yeah, I definitely think I would have saved Trombone for last.
Trombone or pop guns?
No,
Just
I
not doing a ski route.
for me, I actually got pop guns like before finishing the training barrels,
Mhm.
just because I could, and it gave me access to gun skew and all that stuff. But I don't know if it really helped that much, but I just
Maybe with
wanted to
Candy
be
Bomb.
able to buy some useful move without needing to wait to get Simian Slam.
Sure.
Get
Candyboots
face
will
on.
probably get a Gorilla Gun last.
At this point, yeah, I mean, and if Candyboots is still thinking about getting Monkey Port, then like, that's how many GBs, like 85 or something?
There's no way he's not gonna get Monkey.
No, there's no way. But he might be getting Mini Monkey, which he hasn't
Has-
yet.
has
All right,
he
let's
been
let's
that long
watch
yet?
Bismuth now. This is the Rocket
He's
Barrel
not.
skip
Okay.
on the right side here. Okay, that looks good. Yep, Rocket Barrel skip completed. Pretty
Okay.
easy.
Nice.
Don't
Very
die and you win.
nice.
Just don't fall.
Or don't land.
Yeah, don't land on the lights.
Those things. Otherwise, you have to probably like wait until the round ends.
What's faster, waiting
Or-
till the round ends or just doing it from the start again? I would think doing it from the start.
Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, probably. DK phase is pretty short, and you don't have to watch the intro cutscene a second time.
Yeah, totally.
It's also more fun.
Yeah. What does Candy still need? Yeah, I think required moves, he needs Peanuts and Trombone, right?
He definitely has Primate Punch, so it must be yes. Like that is at maximum what you.
His 11 are the 5 starters, Primate Punch with
Let's see
Super,
if I-
which is 8.
55.
Wait, what are the other 3 then he got? Oh yeah, because he has
Rock
Chimpy
Barrel.
Charge and Rocket Barrel was 10, and then he bought one more after that.
I think he bought Trombone.
Oh, okay. It's either Trombone or Peanut that he already bought.
Yeah.
But, okay, and he's not stopping at 60, so that means... Yeah, because he would have stopped at 60 if he just needed to buy, like, either Peanut or Trombone, whichever one he didn't already buy.
So that means either Mini Monkey or Gorilla Gone.
Yeah. Hopefully it's Mini Monkey. Just to make K Rool easier. Yeah, I'm hoping to see him stop at 65, get Mini Monkey, and not, you know, and use Telegraph to get to Helm and all that. It's not gonna matter anyway. Bismuth is gonna be done way before Candyboots can finish his move purchases. Do you think Bismuth thinks he's winning this race, though?
The fact that he hasn't been called in yet, maybe.
I guess, yeah. That's true.
I didn't really think Bismuth is gonna win.
I think Bismuth thought the entire time he's going to get destroyed, especially after like some of the early mistakes in the cave.
And
But,
then Candyboots made all the same mistakes. And more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate for Candy, this race.
Oh, yeah.
At first it was like rough execution errors, and then it was just really rough, like dried up GB routing. But that's how it goes. Sometimes.
I mean, even ignoring the, I'll say, knowledge gaps in what's required for K Rool, I do think Bismuth played this better.
Definitely. He definitely...
Like, by a long shot.
Yeah, it's not close in the end. Maybe 45 minutes in, it looked close, or it looked like Candy favored, but since like the hour 15-minute mark, it was all Bismuth. And there's
this just
nothing to
comes
stop
down
him
to-
now. He's already got his tiny moves.
I think if Candy had gotten like 45 or 50 bananas, he would have probably had the better route.
Oh, for sure.
It's just those last like 10 or 15 absolutely destroyed him.
Yeah, like he's still gonna end up going for 65, right? So, or more, perhaps.
And he got 67 right now?
He's got
I assume
67,
he
yeah.
Oh, okay, that's going for Gorilla Gun and Mini Monkey. What's next? PT Twirl?
Uh,
No, I think Gorilla Gun and Mini Monkey makes up 70. With
Yeah.
Chibi Charge, Rocket Barrel, and Super as the 5 total extra.
you don't really need Gorilla Gone for K Rool, right?
Maybe just getting 69 and calling it there. Admitting
That's-
defeat. No.
Maybe Candyboots thought Gorilla Gone was the requirement.
Yeah, I was saying that like if runners just have the rando adjusted K Rool move requirements in their head, it really messes you up for this challenge.
It's a good thing I didn't do Rando as much.
Yeah.
Does Rando require Gorilla Gun?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
They fixed
Wow.
all the stuff that like should require a move but doesn't.
You mean broke? I like it the other way.
Of course. But... Okay, so he got Mini Monkey. That was not a strictly required move, so yeah, now he needs 70.
Oh, tagging Chunky.
No, he's getting curly god.
No.
That puts him up to
Candyboots,
75,
no.
right?
No.
Yeah, five extra moves, so 75. And we're assuming no monkey port here. If it's monkey port, we're going up to 85. But I'm just going to assume no monkey port.
Yeah.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah, especially for this challenge.
Yep.
And let's see. Bismuth already completed the first toe. Yeah, he knows that he can fire the feather gun in first person without any issue here. So that's cool. Yeah, I don't expect Candy to use Monkey Port, but I'm really shocked that he got Rocket Barrel. That's what surprised me.
I mean, does he know the rocket barrel skip?
He might not know. You know, the thing is, he probably will do the movement for Rocket Barrel skip regardless, and he probably just doesn't know that it lets you do the phase without buying Rocket Barrel.
It's not a fun. Well,
Like, it's not that he doesn't know how to backflip into the barrel. I think he just doesn't know that backflipping into the barrel skips the requirement.
an exciting end.
Yeah.
69 noise.
69, and we're almost done with Tiny
One
Phase.
more, hopefully.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
no,
what,
no,
like,
is that it? Oh, you
Trombone?
can just open caves now. You don't have to...
Yeah, you actually have enough to get rid of the V-Locker.
Don't have to clip in anymore.
Candy still hasn't gone to Fungi at all, right?
He has not. So there's like Mill, there's the KGB, there's a few blueprints.
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course, the 1 GB that Gorilla Gun was required to
Told
get.
you Gorilla Gun would come in handy. It helps
Yeah.
with the GB right here.
So helpful.
Routed perfectly. And like, to be honest, like, if you think Gorilla Gun is a required move, that was a good caves route. I have no complaints there.
Well, he did enter the room earlier without the move.
Okay, maybe I'm being too generous, but
But yeah. Okay, looks like Trombone's gonna be his final purchase here. He must have already got the peanut pop guns earlier.
peanuts, yeah.
And Bismuth just about
Now
done with the
he's
toes.
Now he's gonna buy trombone.
Yep. And just as Candy gets his last purchase, Bismuth's gonna win the race.
Only Chunky Face is that short.
Well, not that short,
Only by 2 minutes.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly 3 coins. Cool.
Wow, exactly. You only need them. That's
Yeah,
it.
Bismuth OP, man. Didn't know, like, if you had asked me who's gonna win the challenge series after like week 4, definitely would not have thought Bismuth at the time, but his second half wins, bringing him to the playoffs and squeaking by round 1 of the playoffs, winning round 2 of the playoffs, setting him up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If he wins this, would Bismuth have had the most wins of anyone?
I think he's still tied with Candy.
Okay.
Because I think Candy had 3 open race wins and 1 playoff win, and Bismuth had 2 open race wins and 1 playoff win. Well, no, then 2 playoff wins after this. So yeah, it'll tie him at 4 wins total each.
It is the meme stick.
Yeah.
Bismuth's playing with a very, very slight disadvantage of not being able to run fully forward.
Yep.
Yep.
Definitely Alphonium. I want to bring DKCS2 to life at some point later this year, I guess. Whenever we come up with enough challenge ideas. And I encourage other people to come up with ideas and send them to Ringrush. Because, yeah, I would love to like also play some of these challenges blind. So, and I'm sure that you guys will come up with more cool stuff.
Adam's already sent me a good challenge, so
Oh,
we're already
awesome.
starting.
Glad to hear. Glad to hear.
Yep.
Just got to be
It could be
careful
st-
of... We're going to
Yeah.
need some rule that you can't compete in your own challenge, but yeah.
Definitely,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not gonna compete in it. GG,
Yep.
Bismuth.
GG, well done.
GG.
2 hours, 1 minute, and only 65 golden bananas. So,
Donkey Kong 64 Challenge Series world record holder. Congratulations.
how does it
I
feel?
must say I did not expect to win after reading the rules.
Yeah, I was not expecting you to win either.
Well,
No, we were like completely split on it. Like,
yeah,
because Candy is obviously going to be better at some of the 90% tricks. We were worried about how you would get to Helm, but your knowledge came in clutch, and your routing was very good, especially when you got to like the 50 and 60 bananas, where Candy just struggled.
yeah. What happened is Candyboots turned in his blueprints like after he had only visited maybe 4 levels, and after that he had like 40-ish blueprints or golden bananas, I mean, and then like he collected all the way up to like 65, 70, without like any big blueprint turn-ins. Like he had to turn in 1 or 2 blueprints at a time in some cases, which just really set him back. And yeah, so congrats. And yeah, let me know like how early on did you decide, how many GBs, how many moves you're getting for this challenge? Like, did you know 30 minutes in that you're getting 65?
I knew by the time I pressed A to start the game.
I mean, you even like worked out like how many it would count up to and stuff.
Yeah, so what I did, you said you didn't hear from me at the start because I was busy. I was busy writing in my notepad. I had 25 for training barrels and Simian Slam, 45 for monkey port, 50 for pup guns, 60 for primate punch, 65 for trombone. So I knew I needed 65 GBs.
Yeah.
And then I also worked out how many coins each Kong needed.
Right.
And below that, I was just counting up the blueprints I got. So that was all the notes I took. But yeah, from the
Sounds like
beginning, I
really
knew I
good
was getting
planning.
65.
Yeah. And of course, you know that you don't need monkey port or ponytail twirl
Yeah, which is why
or
I
mini
expected,
monkey, but
I
yeah.
expected to come in second because I figured Candyboots could probably manage to do it in like 55 or maybe even 50.
So that's what I was kind of expecting too, going into the match, is that we'd get like 60 to 65 from you and like 55 to 50 from Candy, and it would be really close, and you would have to outroute him. But Candyboots is, although he is doing DK TBS right now to skip monkey port, he bought Gorilla Gone, he bought Rocket Barrel, and like just there, it's already 15.
Yeah.
I bananas that you
knew
didn't have to
Rocket
get
Barrel
stuff for.
was gonna be a pressure point, and I was especially nervous when I did the Rocket Barrel skip because it's something. Even though I discovered it, it was something I'm familiar with at all because any percent just exploded like 2 weeks after it was found.
Right.
So I never like did runs with it. I was never really comfortable with like doing it. So I was really nervous.
But it's
'cause
not like you have to play K Rool a different way than you normally would. You
yeah,
just have to not
it's
mess
just
up.
that I've just been terrible at K Rool over the years. I've never been a good K Rool player. I've never really practiced it much. And
Yeah,
I
I mean,
have
if
to
you're
say,
gonna tell
this was-
if you're gonna tell me like, oh, we have a final challenge and it's like entirely based around completing K Rool the most optimal way, and like Bismuth's gonna win the challenge, it's like kind of funny.
I have to say, I'm pretty sure this was my best Diddy phase ever.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
nice.
I mean, it was clean.
Did he
for
face
sure.
world record? As the meme goes.
The first light wasn't that great, but then the rest was perfect. So I think it might have been my
gone.
best one.
Nice.
But
I just
yeah,
wanna
I think
point out the,
overall I'm really happy with the routing I did. I think
Mm-hmm.
everything went exactly like I didn't really plan much for as much of like how many GBs I would get in each level.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
just happened to line up to 65 just by feel.
That's great. I was a little worried when you were in Galleon that like you were getting too many slow ones, but then by the time you were like through fungi and caves and you just kind of racked up the blueprints, I realized, oh, you're gonna catch up to Candyboots when you turn the blueprints in, and you did. You like surpassed where he was at when you went back to factory.
Yeah, the reason I did more in Galleon is because I wanted to get the training barrels over with so I could get Simian Slam and
Ah,
get more
yes.
GBs for the rest of the game. So I was like,
Makes sense.
I could just turn in more blueprints just to get over the training barrels hump, and then I could just like do the rest of the game with Simian Slam.
No, I think
But I
having
figured,
a second round of blueprint turnings was way worse.
Mhm.
So yeah, you were smart to just get some more out of the way GBs first.
Yeah, basically that's why I got like all the way to 25 with some of the Isles GBs, even like chunkies, even though I had to
Mm-hmm.
reset for it. Um, so I got to 25 so I could get out of the turn like I could get all the training barrels out of the way first. And I think that really paid off because in the rest of the route, I was basically just thinking of whatever GBs I can get moveless, get to 65, and then buy everything.
Should I pull in Candy now that he's out of helm?
Sure. Don't. Yeah, we don't need to force someone to do K Rool if they don't have to.
Especially because I think he got fake key.
Oh gosh.
I almost
Fake
want to
key.
wait to
You
see if it is fake key
serious?
and then pull him in, but
I wanted to find out.
yeah, let me. Well, he's about to enter. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna pull him in now. GG Candyboots.
GG. Did
GG.
Bismuth finish?
Bismuth did finish. Oh, it's not fake key. Okay, I
Oh,
wasn't sure if it
Christ.
was. I thought it might be fake key,
We wanted the live reaction.
but it wasn't. It was fun race to watch. Yeah, Bismuth finished at about 2 hours. We
201.
were 201. Yep, and he had 65 golden bananas, so
Oh, okay.
a little bit less than how you ended up.
What move did he not get?
Well, Rocket Barrel for starters, and also Gorilla Gun. But
I was thinking that you didn't need Gorilla Gun, but I got it anyway because I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
yeah, knowing which moves you actually need for K Rool and which ones you don't is like such a huge determining factor for this challenge.
Yeah.
And I guess it is a little unfortunate that it's super polarizing. But it is something that I guess we expected most runners to know.
But we only got like 9 purchases.
Yeah, so Adam got this in 45 GBs, which is the theoretical
Right.
minimum.
Yeah, you also don't need Super Simian Slam, right?
You don't.
Nope.
That's correct.
Yeah.
You don't need it.
I wasn't entirely sure, but I knew I was getting monkey port anyway, so it didn't matter for me.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was like, I know like Candyboots can probably get away with only 55 and maybe even 50, but it turns out it's even 45 because you don't need any of Tiny's moves either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the minimal is the 4 training moves, Simian Slam, Hunky Chunky, Primate Punch, Trombone, and
Maybe-
Peanuts.
Yeah, Diddy's gone.
Yeah. And Candy, it looked like you were actually like quite in the lead for the first maybe hour of this. But Bismuth actually had a lot more blueprints like ready to turn in at once, and kind of pulled ahead around the 50 to 55 GB mark.
Yeah, that makes sense. I felt like I was making a mistake by going to Snides like a million times throughout.
That would be my main criticism of the way that you ended up routing it. Well, that and like if you knew which moves not to get, I think you would have had a real shot at winning. Like if you knew that you don't need Rocket Barrel as long as you backflip into the barrel while it's spawning, and if you knew that like Gorilla Gun and Super Simian Slam are not required for Chunky, since you comfortably skipped Monkey Port, which Bismuth didn't, you had an edge over him there. But unfortunately, the other things gave Bismuth the overall lower GBs.
Right. Oh well.
What did you think
I
of
had
the
a fun
challenge?
time.
Was it interesting? Was it fun?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I don't think it was like my cup of tea as far as like what I'm like skilled at, I guess.
Same.
But
Yeah, yeah. It's. I
But
mean, it's
thought it was
funny that
interesting.
Adam is the one who actually crushed the challenge tonight. But the thing about the challenge series is it tests all sorts of different problem solving and game running abilities. So it was really fun how all three of
Oh,
you excelled at different things throughout the
you couldn't have
series.
skip rocket barrel, so good thing you bought it. You would have to restart it.
Yeah. Oh, I know I wouldn't have
This
been able to make that happen.
this kind of reminds me of our bingo pro Znernicus and I did last night.
This challenge?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a bingo row where you just had to do a bunch of JD blueprints and then DK's phase of K Rool to finish it up
Enter every level.
and enter every level. Yeah,
And activate
I
production
can
room.
see some similarities. It was a very low move requirement thing. We didn't have to get 45 gold bananas though.
Yeah.
Alright, I wonder how different Linky's phase is gonna be without a Rangston.
Oh yeah,
Not
just
that much
running around.
different.
Yeah, it's not that much different. You can actually still make all the same cycles. It's just a little
Oh.
tighter.
Like I made it to the K Rool made it to the last finale fine, and I made it to the pad fine without a ring stand.
Hmm.
Oh, did you guys see how I got Lanky's blueprint in Cave's lobby?
With the ledge clip or
The
no?
Oh yeah, that
Siep-
was so good.
the Siep West just jumped
That
into
was that
it
was
for a
so
spot.
impressive. I don't even remember if I called it out, but I saw that and was like, is that a strat? Was that a setup? That was incredible.
I didn't notice it was that fast. I think I looked over to your side when you had just already clipped through.
My first way into Mad Jack was also a full speed 1C up ledge clip. I was like, wow. My
That's the
ledge
meme
clips in
stick
this.
coming in to help you.
No, I actually played with my old wary stick.
Oh, the worn out
Oh.
stick. This is what we meant.
Yeah. Yeah, worn out stick. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were blaming that for Chunky's Underground, which both of you had a lot of trouble with.
Oh my god,
Oh,
I
you
cannot
know,
believe how bad that went, man.
I think
I went pretty well.
part of the reason is also because since I didn't have Chunky's gun, when you pick up the ammo, that creates lag. But since you don't have Chunky's gun, you don't pick up the ammo, and so you have
Oh,
less lag than
Oh.
usual.
that's true.
Interesting.
That kind of makes sense.
And
Yeah.
you end up when you go to the GB, the camera goes really far away from the flames, and some of them despawn, and you just don't get much lag when you're further out.
Hmm.
So I think it might be a better move because I always zoom out the camera, but I think it might be better to keep it zoom in for that jump because otherwise the camera goes just too far away and the flames deload.
Yeah, I like it zoomed in for that jump.
I was just begging someone to go get oranges and do it because I like oranges. That's just kind of my personal bias.
Or maybe
was-
go buy Chunky's gun. so
There
you
were
could-
a couple cool orange clips that Bismuth did, like going into the factory crusher room, and the other good one was going into the rotating room in caves.
Mhm. Yeah, I didn't really plan for them. I was just like, oh, I could do this.
Yeah,
Just
I thought not being as familiar with phase walks would hurt you more than it did, but I guess it was mostly just in the first 10 to 15 GBs where it made things difficult.
yeah, and I didn't really use many of them. I used 3 or 4.
You seemed like you went out of your way to avoid them at points. Like there were certain things that I don't remember what it was now, but there's something where he commented, "Oh, you're probably just dodging phase walks." Oh yeah, skipping a rank stand sprint in K Lumsey.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
skipping the Kalon
Yeah,
GB.
I didn't really think much of that GB because I've done an LE and I did pick up that GB in an LE with phase walking. It's not my favorite. So usually, yeah, if it's for a
Mhm.
single GB that requires a phase walk, I won't really do it.
Right. Yeah, it was mostly in the first couple of GBs where you are still limited to not that many moves and not that many places to go. But yeah, I'm glad that everyone's correctly chose barrel as their first move, this challenge would be a lot harder if you didn't do that.
Yeah, I'm sure you could actually lock yourself out if you if you went at it in a really stupid way.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
worst purchase order,
So, I don't know if I'm gonna finish.
That's okay.
You don't
You
have
don't
to.
have
No,
to
you
if you
don't
don't
have
feel
to.
like it.
I
It was
just
great having you guys for the finals. And yeah, I had a lot of fun hosting this series. Yeah, like of course I'm looking forward to having another series in the future, either as a runner or someone who helps to come up with challenges. I know that there may be some interest in a bingo league this year too, which would be easy to set up. So definitely expect more on this channel in the near future. And yeah, thanks everyone for participating. It was a long and fun experience. Definitely would do it again.
It was awesome. Like, some of these challenges were so cool. Watching all the runners do this was fun. The reception was great from everyone watching and from everyone playing. So thank you, everyone, for allowing us to do this and make it mean something.
Yeah.
But especially thank you to Znerd and Ringrush for organizing, coming up with all the challenges. You guys really made this series entirely. So, like, I had a lot of fun.
My
Probably
pleasure.
the most fun I've had playing vanilla DK64 in like 7 years. So,
Glad to hear that. Very happy to hear that. And for those of you in the chat who wish you maybe wanted to try some of these challenges or just curious to see how optimal they can get, we got some requests to throw all of these series challenges up on the meme boards, and I'm planning to set that up in the coming week. So I think we're gonna probably add each of the challenges from this series for everyone to be able to try to route them out, submit your best times. So I think Adam already has like a after the fact very efficient, super
I think I
good
did
run.
Squawk Talks as well.
And Squawk Talk. So yeah, I could see you holding like a lot of those records. But yeah, I mean, I would love to see Alphonium, like, especially you expressed interest to try routing out some of these and trying it out. It'd be cool to see what people can come up with when you actually have time to plan it out in advance as well. So yeah, we'll make a post in the Discord when that's ready to submit to. That's all. I'll just one more shout out to my wife for providing all the artwork for all the challenges. It was great to collab with her on that. And I think that's it. Thanks Ringrush. Thanks Bismuth. Congrats. Thanks Candyboots, Adam, everyone. We had a good time.
And thanks to Bobo.
To who? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Mumbo
Token. Yeah, huge shout outs to Mumbo Token for making the playoffs, inspiring me to do this in the first place. Like, I don't know if you guys know, Banjo-Tooie's challenge series, I had so much fun playing their challenges as a relative newbie to the game. I learned a lot, and it was great to see Mumbo return the favor and show off his problem-solving abilities mostly, and learning a lot about this game too. And
Mumbo was impressive in this series.
yeah, he took it super seriously and like prepared really well and stuff. Like read into the hints as much as possible and stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone.
All right. Good night.